Hey guys, so I wanted to share this crazy location I came across. Check that out. Insane looking. And this is what it's called. I don't know how it's like Peyrelade, I don't know how to say it. But this is in France. And of course they say it's ancient, you know. They say it was existed as far back as the 12th century. And a bunch of stuff happened, all these disasters and, wars and stuff, to explain why it looks so damaged and messed up. So is it a rock? Then what is it? I think the question really is, what is a rock? You know, we're all taught geology in school and history, and so we view things through that narrative once those parameters are set by the authority, because we're trusting and stuff as children. So here's a video this French lady did on this site.
From here you can see what appears to be a rock, a huge rock.
I'll let her.
In some way it is a huge
describe
rock,
it.
but it was turned into a fortified structure in the 12th century. All living creatures have always looked and are still looking for protection and safety, right? Well, this was built in the Middle Ages next to the river to protect the gorge. From a distance it looks like a rock, so it can easily go unnoticed, but it is more than that. The closer you get, the more you comprehend the audacity of such a project. First,
All right, let's check this out. So they were capable of this complex build on top of this mountainous rock spire, but they made deadly steps. Look at these melted steps. They look dangerous. And they look damaged, very damaged, not just time. And, you know, you find these kind of steps all over the place. And they'll say it's from, like, people constantly walking down them for hundreds of years or more. And then it wears the steps down. But that doesn't add up with this site because it's mostly just on the top half. So let's keep going with the video.
the approach is up a steep hill, but most importantly, the structure is mind-boggling.
And look at this, you can see here. So this is just a small little section, but it's just a good example of kind of what we see here. And you can see clearly that this is like a partial archway. You can see the bricks. But then with closer inspection, you start noticing in this rocky area that they say is just rock, you start noticing bricks scattered throughout. Alright, so now it says, is it a rock? What is it? From one side, it looks like the chateau is a rock. But from the other side, it definitely looks like a fortress. So that still doesn't answer anything if we're looking at it from the official narrative. I mean, I guess the implication is that they built it to camouflage it, to make it look like a rock. So it'd be like a sneaky, sneaky spot that nobody would notice it. You know, it could just kind of go unnoticed and be there looming over the gorge there. But we see this kind of damage on so literally countless of examples, and most people don't even know that these structures exist. And if they do know, they might know about one, so then they just get that one narrative, and like you kind of suspend logic and reason because it's like, well, that seems insane, but what I'm looking at is insane. So I guess, some primitives went up there and built this and camouflaged it into the rock. But let's take a closer inspection. These are some of the pictures that I found online that are, a higher resolution. So you can see this transition point right here, where you have this to here. And I'm sure a lot of people, if you were to ask to draw a line where the structure ends and the rock begins, that would be the line. But whenever you really look at it, this bit here also looks like the rock, and this here, and it actually looks like all this rock and all this, because it's all of it. And you can see the lines in here. You can see here where the rocks are starting to become deformed and blown out and flattened and, compressed. All the way down, you see all these horizontal lines that run the length of it. I don't think that's sedimentary layers. I think that's brick lines. Looks like maybe there's some apertures down here as well. So this is a view from above, and you can see this looks like what we see on all the old castles, where you have this, like, it looks like it's crawling up the side in here. It looks like it's rock flooded. They talk about the mud flood, which I think is just building ash flood. But we see a solidified flood, like these areas where it's like rock flooded, but it's just building that's been kind of melted down, became like brick lava and hardened. And here you can see where this top part looks constructed. And you've got these different layers, and it's like varying degrees. So it's like varying degrees of damage. And down here, we've got these ruins here at the bottom. But then you have rock, supposed rock here. It's just a mixed up, tangled mess. And here you can see it good here too. Look at that transition here. Look how crazy. And these rocks here. And over here. There's some steps going up into it. You can see good over here. It's crazy looking. Your eyes see it. But it's like it has to be pointed out sometimes to like break the spell of the indoctrination. Yeah, look at that. It's nuts. So down here you have structure, you have little areas of structure sandwiched between this blobby rocky mess. It's just completely destroyed. And there's an aperture there. Maybe an archway. See some red bricks down here. See that section of red bricks? So yeah, I think these rocks back here, this mountain back here, looks very similar to this. I think it was just more of it, this massive mega civilization and their mega structures, and they experienced a mega cataclysm. So anyway, that's it. I just wanted to share this one side. It's pretty wild, but there's so many of them. So more to come. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.